Hey guys, it's Jay. I'm just here to talk about the whole top situation. I actually made a video yesterday, but honestly, I just couldn't really bring myself to actually really do it. I recorded it like 3 times. I was just like, I can't because it was just really like stressing me out, and it was really like on my brain since it happened. And I mean, honestly, he's just been on my mind since this whole thing happened. And just after hearing that he lost consciousness, and I'm just thinking like, oh my God, he could potentially die. And that was just really fucking with me. It really was. And I told my mom about it because she really likes Top, and she really likes Big Bang. Like, she's not a huge fan of like, she's not like deep into K-pop, but she does like it. And she had her opinions about it. And it's just crazy that all of this shit led up to this. And it's just really fucking heartbreaking. And I just felt for like his mom and his sister having to see him in the hospital like that, and just thinking like, is he gonna wake up? And if he does, when he does, like, is he gonna have like, brain damage or anything? Is it going, is he gonna be like normal? Like, you don't know. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, like, just seeing what happened to him just really brought me back to like when I lost my dad, and it's like I went through the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So I can totally understand like the stress they was going through. And unfortunately my father passed, so, but fortunately for them, he's awake and things like that. He's talking, and I think they said he was like eating and things like that, and they said that he should be leaving the ICU tomorrow. But they're saying that he'll probably still be in the hospital for a bit, just to like, I guess, further evaluations and things like that, to make sure he's like physically okay to go home and things like that. So it it's it's I'm just glad that he finally woke up, because I'm not gonna lie, I was worried. I think a lot of us was like really fucking worried and things like that. And it was just like, oh my God, like every time I was just like, I saw something on the internet, I was like, oh God, do I really want to read it? Because it really was fucking with me for these past few days. And it just honestly just goes to show you that like I don't like saying the word idols, because when you say idol, it's like someone you worship, and I don't really like saying that. So I like to say artists for the most. I'd rather say artists than idols. But when you think of these artists, it goes to show you that they're human. Just because they're famous and they have money does not mean they can't go through the same issues and the same struggles as the rest of us. The only difference is they have more money than us. That's it. But money is not everything. Money does not last forever. Fame and fortune, the quicker you got, the same way you got it, the same way you can lose it. It's that simple. You can be here today, gone tomorrow, and people can turn their back on you in a fucking snap of a finger. It's that serious. And it's just crazy how everything has just transpired these past few days. And just like, just Neetsons and Antis having a fucking field day with this shit. And I honestly, I feel like just Korea really needs to crack down on this shit, because just Neesons can really ruin someone. Like, not just their career, but just the person in general. Because they, like, it's really, like, honestly, like, I really need people to understand that, like, Neesons are not a fucking game. Like, they could literally ruin your life just by like rumors, or just comments in general, or whatever the hell. Like, they can literally ruin someone, and they don't give two fucks about it. They really don't. And they're always making like something that's not even that serious, and just completely blow it out proportion. Just for example, with the whole Somi and Wushin situation that happened last year, like yeah, it was like around last year, like the holidays last year. If you don't remember, They were hosting MTV's The Show, and they were making some video for the holidays, and then people just thought that he was like sexually assaulting her, like he touched her breast and things like that, when he didn't touch her. Like, I watched that video hella times. I'm like, he didn't even touch her. And then the fact that she didn't say anything about it, like she wasn't, she didn't feel a way about it. She wasn't like, oh my god, he touched me. And it's like they was making it seem like he literally like just grabbed her, and that wasn't even near the fucking case. And the fact that they literally blew this shit up, they was trying to get this kid kicked off the show. They was trying to get him kicked out of attention. They was like, oh, he's done. His group is done. This, that, and the third. And then, like, after it happened, they had a V Live broadcast, and people were just being, like, sending, like, really nasty comments to the fact that, like, they had to, like, move him to the back so he wouldn't read the fucking comments and things like that. And then it's like, JYP, Top Media, and the producers of this, the show had came out and said nothing happened. Like, it was like they literally had fucking it was like investigated. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, it wasn't nowhere near as big as people made it, and I just felt so terrible for him. It was awful. So, you know what I'm saying? That's just an example of how, like, just these nieces they just literally have no fucking chill. They don't give two fucks about, just the result of the things that they do and what they say. And, it's that really bothers me when it comes to these nieces and antis and shit like that. So I really feel like they need to start cracking down on this shit, like, for real. I'm so serious, because it's just really getting out of control now. And of course, when shit happens, they gotta bring up old shit. Of course, they brought up whole GD thing. They brought up the whole bomb situation. It's like, why do we have to bring up shit from the dead? Like, this always happens. Like, anything, and it's honestly, like, when it comes to something with drugs, they always gotta bring up GD. Like, GD's like the only one that had issues with drugs. Like, really? You gonna only talk about GD? For real? I'm not saying what he did was cool, but at the same time, I wasn't there for it. So I can't really say how I feel about it, because I wasn't there. I wasn't a fan then. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's just they stay doing that. They stay bringing up shit that happened so long ago just to resurrect shit from the dead, and just, all this other shit. And it's just really frustrating. And there's another thing that's frustrating is that, like, I really feel like with this situation, I honestly feel that Korea really needs to take mental illness and mental health seriously, because they don't. It's very taboo over there. It's like they don't talk about it. They really don't. Even in the black community, if you're going through some shit, they just tell you go pray about it, and that's it. And just like, you really can't talk to people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I went through that. I had to go see someone, and I was kind of like nervous. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to, because, you know what I'm saying, that's just not something, people in the black community really do. They don't normally see a psychiatrist or anything, but I did. And I was just like, you know what? I don't give a shit. If people find out, I don't care. It wasn't a secret. If someone asked, I just told them, that was just, I didn't have a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just, I can understand just like people just don't take mental illness serious, and I really feel like they should now. I feel like, when it comes to like students, like when it comes to like high school and college, like it's hella stressful being a student over there, because they want to get good grades, they want to do well, they want to get good jobs and have careers, and then you got pressures from your parents, so that's not making it easy. And it's just like the suicide rate there is so fucking high that you would think Korea would take more precautions to avoid suicides or to help people who have mental illness. You know what I'm saying? Or just want help, period, but they don't. And that's what bothers me. It's like y'all worried about weed, and I understand that's y'all culture, but I feel like honestly there's way bigger shit to be concerned about. And mental illness and mental health is definitely one of them. Um, and I also feel like with these artists, these companies, I feel like now they should really dial it back with these constant promotions and the fact that most of these groups they barely take breaks. You know, they're always promoting. You know, they're always on a, you know, always doing these concerts and fan meets and shit like that. Like they, you know, they barely get to go home see their family. They barely get to have just a regular life. Like I get it, they're, you know, they're famous. They're musicians. I get it, but at the same time, they still need to, you know, they still need to experience real life, and they really don't because they're just constantly working. And you know, and I really feel like these companies really, I think for what they should do is start having like mental evaluations just to check on the mental state of these artists, because there's so many people that have come out over the years talking about how they've suffered from depression. You know what I'm saying? Like GD's talked about suffer from depression. Heechul, fucking, I mean, Tom, you already know he's talked about suffering from depression, and you know, we all know like Young Gug last year and Taehyun and you know stuff like that. And then like years ago, Lee Jun had, you know, came out and said that, you know, he was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. And you know what I'm saying, like, and bipolar disorder is really serious. It's so, and it's really scary, and you know, things like that. So I really feel like they should really take this shit seriously so they can avoid shit like this. What happened to Tom, I really hope people really just really realize that this shit could be avoided, and that I hope to God that this doesn't happen to anyone else. I really hope so, because no one should have to go through that. No one's family should have to see their child laying in the hospital thinking they might die. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just awful. And I really, that I honestly feel like that's, I just honestly I feel like just some things in the law over there, or just laws in other countries, they really need to just kind of like reevaluate things and see like what's really important. Not saying that, I'm not gonna sit here and say like people should just smoke weed all day every day. No, but I just feel like when it comes to things like weed, I feel like we should not be taken so seriously, but then they let other shit slide, like DUIs, and how like DUIs and hit and runs are way too fucking common over there. And then you have, you know, CEOs out here of these like companies, not like any of the big things, but you know what I'm saying, like there's been stories, so many stories I've heard over the years of like these CEOs, you know, just coercing these girls and these guys and into sex and all this other shit, promising them fame and fortune, and they don't get shit and things like that. Like that's way more, and that's way more serious than someone smoking weed. Just saying. But that's just my opinion on it. You can agree or disagree, that's all on you. But yeah, it's just this whole situation has really been fucking me up these past few days, and it's just really heartbreaking to see him go through that and his family go through that and things like that. But it's really, but in the end, it's really great to see just everyone trying to come together and just, you know, try and show love and support and things like that. I haven't seen any negative comments, but I just heard that people were saying like things, but I personally only been seeing just positivity. And especially like with what's been going on in the outside of K-pop and just the world, especially these past few days, just the past like week or two, like we just really need to just spread some love, man. Just spread some love and positivity, and like, you know, it just really gets tiring seeing the news and seeing people being killed and hurt over like nothing, you know. But yeah, like I said, I'm glad that, you know, he's waking up, and I just hope that, you know, he takes care of himself and things like that. But yeah, so just let me know how you feel about this whole situation and things like that. And yeah, I'm going to get out of here and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.